Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. It's been a busy week at the cinema, and I finally got around to watching the last of those 3 films I've been talking about all week, and that will be The Banshees of Inisherin. I've been eager to view this film, mainly due to the stellar track record of British-Irish writer-director Martin McDonagh. Though I have yet to see his 2012 film Seventh Psychopath, I absolutely love the rest of his filmography. He started his career as a playwright, without any formal training mind you, and became one of the most celebrated dramatists of his generation. His first foray into film was in 2004 with Six Shooter, which earned him an Oscar for Best Live-Action Short Film.
And the Oscar goes to Six Shooter, Martin McDonagh.
This is the first Academy Award and nomination for Martin McDonagh.
This guy. It's a wild, sharply written, and potently acted short film. And I do recommend checking out because I feel like it's a film that a lot of people let go under the radar. I'll share a link in the description below because it is available on YouTube, so by all means check it out if you haven't already. Next, in 2008, was his first full feature-length film called In Bruges, and this is the film that really introduced me to Martin McDonagh, and over the years has really become a personal favorite of mine. It's a striking crime drama with a biting satiric black comedy. As well, one of the most notable parts about the film is the chemistry between the 2 lead actors, Colin Farrell and Gleeson. Their camaraderie, and probably more than anything their bickering on screen, was quite a marvel to behold. On a side note, Harry Potter fans might have a lot of fun watching this film because quite a few of the actors from the Goblet of Fire era find themselves in this film. I imagine that they all met on that set since Goblet of Fire came out the year before In Bruges. Anyway, critics at the time didn't seem too keen on this film, but nonetheless it found a loyal fan base and even earned an Oscar nomination for original screenplay, which is well deserved if I may say so. This is an excellent film for screenwriters as there are many layers of depth to peel back that are not immediately apparent. And of course, in 2017, Martin McDonagh wrote and directed the sublime 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. It features razor-sharp writing with heartfelt performances from the entire cast. The film earned universal praise as well as 7 Academy Award nominations, including wins for both Frances McDormand and Sam Rockwell for their acting in this film. Well deserved. I said this before in a previous video, but this is one of my favorite films of the past decade. It really is that great, so if you haven't seen it, go check it out. Which brings us to today's film, The Banshees of Inisherin, released late October of 2022. Honestly, everyone was hyped for a Colin Farrell and Gleeson reunion, and we've waited just about 14 years for that. And it has finally arrived, though in a most unexpected manner. The film is set on a fictional Irish island by the name of Inisherin in the 1920s, and tells the story of 2 longtime friends, Padraig and Colin. Suddenly, Colin breaks off the friendship permanently.
We're still the best of friends.
No, you're not.
Who says we're not?
Sit somewhere else.
Padraig is understandably shocked by this and doesn't take no for an answer. And after a while, Colin escalates things drastically.
Colin!
And if you don't stop bothering me, I have a set of shears at home, and each time you bother me from this day on, I'll take those shears and I'll take one of my fingers off with them, and I'll give that finger to you until I have no fingers left. Does this make things clearer to you?
Not really, no.
Starting from now.
The rest of the film is the drama that ensues in this small Irish community. The film has an incredibly unique premise, as you can tell, an idea that could only originate from the mind of a singularly gifted writer such as Martin McDonagh. It's a delicate topic that is ripe for potent drama. As always, McDonagh does not disappoint with a razor-sharp script. The drama is dark, but funny as hell. Honestly, at the times I was conflicted, like, should I be laughing about this stuff? The answer is probably no. The film rides along the knife's edge during the entire runtime, a feat few filmmakers are able to achieve. All of this excellent writing, however, would fall apart if it weren't for the outstanding performance of each and every cast member. This may very well be the ensemble cast of the year. Colin Farrell and Gleeson have been in many great films, though these are career best performances for both of them. Colin perfectly emulates Padraig's simple soul. I absolutely love the innocence in his eyes when Colin is trying to get it through to his head that he doesn't want to be friends anymore. It's a subtle and heartbreaking role. As for Brendan, he demonstrates incredible, unflinching poise. He truly is a force to be reckoned with here. But the supporting cast earns equal praise. Padraig's sister, Chauvin, played by Kerry Condon, delivers an absolutely stunning performance. She's the voice of reason on this island of madness. Incidentally, Chauvin is the only character who has a backbone strong enough to go confront Colin face to face. Her energy and wit are as forceful as the crashing waves against the cliffs of this Irish island. I fully predict her to be one of the strongest contenders for Best Actress in a Supporting Role once the award seasons roll around. And then there's Dominic, played by Barry Keoghan, who's a so-called village idiot. I dare say his manner is indeed very rough. There's even a scene where they're having dinner together and he's chewing with his mouth open, saying a bunch of crazy shit. But I challenge anyone who thinks that he shows no signs of intelligence. Perhaps he has no filter indeed, but he's the one who points out the things that nobody else is willing to say. Later in the film, he makes some very poignant observations. There's also a moment that I obviously won't spoil, but it absolutely melted my heart. There's a solid 30 seconds that he has on screen that he doesn't say a single word, but the emotions that he displays on screen are just devastating. It shows some really great acting talent. Barry Keoghan has always been a bit of an oddball in the film industry. Roles like Martin Lang in The Killing of a Sacred Deer, which also features an excellent Colin Farrell. He also had a minor role in Dunkirk, as well as in The Green Knight last year. Even earlier this year, he had an incredible moment in a deleted scene from that Batman film, where he plays a particularly terrifying version of the Joker.
I think somewhere deep down, you're just terrified. Because you're not sure he's wrong, huh? You think they deserved it, huh? You think they deserved it.
And once again, another film overlap with Colin Farrell, where he had a complete transformation as Oswald Cobblepot, otherwise known as the Penguin.
Of when it was the first showing of that.
Where are you from?
Where I'm from. What the f*** you care where I'm from? Some of your business. Want to know things about me? Why don't you send me a little email? I'll write you back real quick. Where do you live? Where do you live, actually? I can hand deliver a letter to you. I can hand deliver a letter to you.
The more pieces go on, the more his voice subtly starts to change.
Anyway, Barry Keoghan has been very much lurking in the shadows, but hopefully that will change because I think he's one of the most promising acting talents of today's generation. And of course, is the rest of the people of Inisherin. We have the bartender and his friend who make a hilarious duo due to their jabber and their dumbstruck expressions while sparks fly between Patrick and Colm. The confession scenes with the priest are a spectacle to behold and aren't what you would expect from such encounters. The town cop is a brutal character that adds weight to the drama, and then there's the unforgettable Mrs. McCormick, who's this ancient lady and kind of scary and witch-like, and a few of the characters even call her a ghoul. It's mean, but I kind of agree. And finally, there's the most important part of the supporting characters. The animals. They truly are central to the film, and I love them to death. Now, we can't leave this conversation without mentioning the beautiful locations. Much of my pleasure in this film comes from simply looking at the landscape, the cliffs, the crashing waves, and add on top of that, the gorgeous horizons. It's simply breathtaking. Cinematographer Ben Davis previously collaborated with Martin McDonagh on 7 Psychopaths and 3 Billboards, but I was totally ignorant of the fact that this guy also worked on a number of Marvel pictures. So clearly this guy's no slouch. Finally, the original score of the film is a perfect fit for this unique drama. It's dark, contemplative, and unforgettable. I still have the music playing in my head long after I left the cinema. I remember whispering to my partner thinking that this felt like a Carter Bower soundtrack, and lo and behold it was. He scored most of the Coen Brothers films, which is the origin of my love for his music. He's earned 2 Oscar nominations for Best Original Score for Carol and Martin McDonagh's 3 Billboards. And by some miracle, he didn't get a single nod for his work with the Coen Brothers. How that happened, I don't know. Anyways, he has one hell of a CV, but I truly believe that the Banshees of Inisherin is one of his most iconic soundtracks to date, and that's no small feat. And beyond the original score of the film, I absolutely love the violin playing by the actors on screen. I wonder if Brennan learned to play the violin for the film, or if he already was familiar with the instrument beforehand. I don't think they used any doubles for those scenes. Regardless, it was wonderful playing and complements the story very well. The Banshees of Inisherin is a rather morbid tale that leaves me questioning many things. There's also much that is left unanswered and has me hungry to dig deeper. It's also a rather special type of film because it has very little plot. It's almost exclusively a contemplative character piece. Nevertheless, I think it's absolutely riveting. I think it's an incredible accomplishment that nails just about every aspect of filmmaking. I had a strong premonition going into this movie that it would be one of the most interesting movies I'd see all year long. And it's always a delight when a prediction like that becomes 100% realized. Truly, this is one of the best films of the year, and I have to give this film a solid 9.5 out of 10. I pray that the cast and crew won't get snubbed during the award season because this truly is as good as it gets. Maybe it won't be a box office hit, though please prove me wrong on that point. Regardless, I think this film will be put in a time capsule. Let's see how this Irish tale ages over time. And that is all for today. Damn, what a great film going week. My intuition was right in feeling that these would be 3 great films. But wow, expectations have been clearly surpassed. Let's see what the rest of the year brings. As always, wishing you and your loved ones nothing but the best. And take care of each other. Don't fight. Life's too short to be bickering over nonsense. So, that is all for today. See you soon. Have a good day.